Time management, mapping out your time and planning for success. In this presentation, we will go over what time management is, your values in prioritizing your time, organizing your time, assessing your time management, and time management techniques. We all get the same 24 hours, yet we will accomplish different things with it. This is okay because we have different priorities, life circumstances, and experiences. However, for the most part, you are in control of how you use this time and how you react and respond to unplanned situations. Through planning, prioritization, self-management, and organization, you can maximize your 168 hours per week that we all get. Time management is the ability to use one's time effectively. We do not have the ability to add any time in our day, no matter how hard we try. We must instead learn how to maximize our time through finding efficient practices, setting boundaries, and reducing time sucks such as mindless scrolling, side quests, or distractions in order to manage our time effectively. What is important to you? Take the time to think about it. What do you value most? What do you need to do? What do you want to do? But most importantly, ask yourself why. You should use this information to inform how you spend your time. Go ahead and press pause on this video so you can reflect on these prompts. When you're ready to move on, press play. Here's an example of the previous reflection. What is important to me? Family, adventure, education, being able to provide for my family, which can also be thought of as financial stability, fostering the world I want to be left for future generations, and you can think of this as civic responsibility or community engagement. Things I have to do: eat 3 meals, sleep, do something small for myself, go grocery shopping, and complete mentorship outreach and assignments. Some of your have to do items will remain the same daily, and others might shift to reflect your current work, school, or life obligations. Things I want to do. This is likely to be the most variable list of things to do. So I want to read for 20 minutes, watch one episode of the TV show I'm currently watching, call one friend, and go hiking. It is okay to not get everything done on your to-do list every day, but you should get all of your items that you need to do or the things that are due today done. For example, this session was recorded on a Tuesday, and I don't have time to go hiking today, but I can do that on Saturday. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Let me repeat that. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So you must fill your cup first. Think of yourself as a cup. When you do fulfilling things, good things happen to you, you conquered your to-do list today, you do something for yourself, you're proud of the work you did, someone gives you a compliment or recognizes you for something. Those are all examples of things that can fill your cup. Work that is tiring, having too much on your to-do list, giving and giving and giving without a break, not taking care of yourself, and etc. are examples of things that can drain your cup. Things that you can do, things that you like doing can also drain your cup. We can be tired by fulfilling work. We could have worked really hard today and that can be draining in and of itself. The point is that you have to pour into yourself to be able to give to others your work and your studies. You can fill your cup by taking 5 minutes to break, to recenter yourself, feeding yourself food that you enjoy and is good for you, taking a short walk, establishing boundaries with those around you. That can be coworkers, family, friends, doing your favorite activity, spending time with your loved ones, having some alone time, and getting organized before a busy day. This doesn't have to be extravagant to fill your cup. Some days filling my cup includes prioritizing my stress by getting the task or item or project out of the way because it will make things less stressful for myself moving forward. So, what is one thing that you can do today for yourself? Next, organize your time. Have you ever tried to get somewhere you weren't familiar with without a map? Probably not, because that would have taken a lot more time and would likely result in getting lost. Organizing your time is like making a map for the week that allows you to create reminders or signals that you need to do something. Block out time for essential tasks, studying outside of class, and something fun. But remember to be realistic about how much time you can set aside for fun. Use tools to organize your time, and we're going to talk about that next. Um, Protect your time. This often requires us to learn how to say no, but it allows us to set a filter for what's important. For example, let's pretend that today you are busy. You have to go to work, study for a midterm, and go to your kids' or friend's first football game. These are all important to you and cannot be put off. Your friend calls you and asks you for your help with something. Taking on this task would take away time from what you need to accomplish today. Instead of saying, yes, I can do that, and then putting something that you need to do on the back burner, you can say, I can't help you with that today, but I'm available tomorrow afternoon. And so that allows you to prioritize both the things that are on your to-do list for today and the things that are important today, while also valuing that friendship that you have with them. Time organization. There are a lot of different tools that you can use to organize your time, and here are a few examples. Electronic calendars. As an ATU student, you have access to the Outlook calendar via your ATU email. Other calendars can include Google or your phone calendar, and these are nice because you can set reminders and notifications, as well as set up common tasks and commitments to repeat pretty easily. The Microsoft To Do application is also a great companion app that allows you to create reminders and notifications for your to-do list and set priorities. This is accessible through mobile devices as well as a web browser. Next, a planner. This allows you to write and track deadlines, create to-do lists, and have a calendar view in a pretty easy format. The nice thing about this is that if the internet goes down, you can still see all of the things that you had planned. A whiteboard. It's a larger view of a to-do list or reminders, and can have a calendar view depending on the setup of the whiteboard. It is helpful if it gets updated and is in a highly visible location. Next, distraction-free applications. So for students who find themselves pretty regularly on a laptop, a computer, or some sort of mobile device, there are lots of applications and browser add-ons that can help limit the access to distracting websites. Some examples are BlockSite, which is a Chrome add-on, or Self-Control, which is an application for Mac users. These applications nudge you to avoid mindless browsing or accessing distracting websites for blocks of time. Personally, I use BlockSite, and I often block Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram if I'm not working on anything social media related for work or some other things. And if I type in that website, it usually gives me a really funny image and say, come on, you blocked this, you're supposed to be working right now. So they try to be funny, but also kind of keep you off of things that you don't need to be on. And then lastly, a timer. This can assist you by reminding you to take a break and giving you a time block to work in. This can encourage you to accomplish goals within a period of time. If you ever think about if you set a timer to do something, you might actually do that more swiftly because you're like, okay, I need to beat this timer. A timer can also be used to execute the Pomodoro technique, and you can find more information about this technique below this video in the resources. Assess your time management. Examine how you are spending your time. You can do this by first tracking everything and reflecting on what you feel was a good use of your time and what was not. Next, reflect on your distractions and how you can avoid these distractions or put safeguards in place to get back on track more swiftly. Figure out what is on your plate. Your plate is an analogy for what you can fit into your life. Does everything fit on your plate or in your life? If not, what can be delegated and what might need to go? How does your time spent match your values? Look back to what you noted is important to you earlier in this presentation. This can be direct or indirect. For example, a value I have is financial stability, so if I spend time looking for a job that will provide that, I am spending time within my values. Perhaps that is also a value for you, and you are spending time on a class that you need to graduate but is not part of your major coursework. You too would be spending time within that value. Now we're going to dig into some time management tips. Be proactive. This allows you to plan ahead for unexpected life incidents. This can look like completing tasks before they are due or planning for them to take extra time. So let's pretend that you've been assigned a 5-page paper. Starting to work on that 2 weeks in advance would be proactive. Starting that the night before it is due would not be proactive. Organizing your time. Again, this gives you a plan of how to use your time and how to use it wisely. Avoid multitasking. This is proven to take more time to jump between tasks than to focus on one task at a time. Because if you're jumping between tasks, your brain has to shift from task A to task B, and then at some point, probably back to task A. However, you can group tasks that would not conflict with one another. So, an example would be folding the laundry and watching an episode of your favorite show, doing the dishes and calling a friend, listening to an audiobook or podcast while on a drive. We do not suggest watching TV or listening to a podcast while trying to do your homework. This would be distracting. Next, learn to identify your time sucks and redirect your energy. What is the non-productive thing that sucks you in? This could be doom scrolling on social media, Netflix, taking on unnecessary home projects to avoid schoolwork, or other things. Write down what your time suck is. Take a break. It is suggested that people take a 5-minute break per 25 minutes of work. Stretch, take a quick walk, rest your eyes. Next, ask for help. We learn faster when we ask for help, and it allows us to avoid time wasted on being confused. You can ask Google, your instructor, a classmate, or someone who excels in that subject. Outside of school, ask for help with housework, kids, or other things that you may need. Asking for help takes strength, folks. It is not a sign of weakness. Make time for yourself. Again, you are more than just a student, and you as a person matters. This helps you to avoid burnout and apathy, which can lead to a happier and more productive you if burnout is avoided. Overall, your time management plan has to work for you. This may take time to explore what works best, and what works best might change based on the semester or things that you're juggling at a given time. Below this video are a number of resources that you can use to further explore time management. Thank you for joining us to talk about time management today. If you have any questions or suggestions, let us know at ozark.studentsuccess@atu.edu.